1.5 years ago, one of the most heartbreaking moments in the modern era has occurred. World Health Organization has declared a new pandemic which we call COVID-19 or coronavirus in 11th of March 2020. This brings concerns to every people faces at that time because this is like the first time a pandemic in with this huge size happened in the world. But if we think about it, don't be panic. So let's just start with some basics, okay? What is a virus at first? From Oxford Dictionary, viruses are a small living thing that can be only seen by microscopes that can infect people and give people disease. It's called corona because the corona that the virus had. Uh, that's why we call it this. It's an unseen enemy. The symptoms of COVID-19 are cough, high fever, heavy breathing, and then the worst part is the cytokine storm. At first, maybe we see this as not as a huge problem because by the data, COVID-19's death rate is only 4% lower. It's like lower than the normal disease like Ebola that we know. So people at first is taking this not seriously. People sometimes disbelieve it, doesn't wear mask, doesn't care about social distancing, and doesn't obey the law that their government give to them. But that's why we realize that a virus is a living thing. And you know what a living thing can do? They can adapt with their environment. So mutation happened and happened again all over the world, and then people start shocking, and then hits the first wave and then the second wave at the coronavirus disease. Do you know why this is happening? It's because of ourselves. We sometimes underestimate our enemy. When we were not ready for it, when we don't careful enough, they will get us. They will definitely get us. Because humans really like to be pleased with some good stuff. When the end of a wave, people start celebrating, hooray, hooray, the pandemic, I think it's over. But in fact, the pandemic is not over yet. And if we keep doing this kind of stuff, the pandemic will still be a thing. And we cannot do anything about it. And then we will be ruled by the viruses. And it is like a step back of a human progressions in the history, I guess. Okay, enough talking about that, and let's start talking about Indonesia has done the second wave, which is very good. And now the vaccinations are getting in every city in Indonesia. The key of achieving herd immunity, one of it is by vaccination, which is good. Vaccine is like a weapon for us. Why? Because let's just draw some picture here. Let's just imagine that our body is a country or a nation. We knew all of our enemies, right? The person with had a gun that wants to attack us. And the army, we can say it our antibody. Our antibody familiar with some stuff like flu or some things that are very non-human that entering our body. And then they fight for it. But they don't know what COVID is like. So when they see COVID, it's pretty much like us. They didn't see it as an enemy yet until it's too late. They're just letting them in until they realize it was dangerous. When they realize that, the cytokine storms happen. So the antibody who used to defeat the COVID, they defeat the COVID, but they defeat our organ too. So it's make like an organ failure to us, which is the very bad thing of COVID. So the vaccination is just like giving the people a draw, like this is what COVID looks like, and then the antibody is like, oh, okay, I get it. So when the COVID enters our body, they will kill the viruses first before they start spreading to us, which is that means that's pretty good. But remember, not only vaccinations, but we can still have to wear mask, do a social distancing, washing our hands, and keep every cleaning protocol to decrease the transmission of the viruses because it's still there. and try to educate people why COVID-19 is dangerous and tell them to go vaccinated. But we can find like we're not fine. We know that uh, pandemic is not only happened once, but like a few years back or 100 years back, they already a pandemic, like a Black Death and then Spanish flu. We know that it's not going to be over in a year or 2 years, but it's going to be a long journey. So don't be panicked, don't be rushed or anything, and just stay calm and listens to what governments say to us. Because if we get panic, we cannot control ourselves and start believing the nonsense conspiracy that's there is out there that is really bad because it's not the truth. We just keep we just need to focus to what we need to fight first. That's why. And then we don't need to believe in that conspiracy because we need to save ourselves and other people's too. The older people, maybe we as a teenager, like, oh my god, I'm strong, I can fight this pandemic, but not with the elders one. That's the problem. It's not about ourselves, but it's about the others. Okay, let's get vaccinated, keep the healthy protocol, stay at home, obey the government law and policy, show how human that we can win this battle, not losing it and become the virus's toy. Vaccinations are safe, don't worry about anything. If you care about humanity and do it better, so to save our generation and our next generation so we all can live with peace. Hope my speech can motivate you to become a better human. A hero can be called not by its huge impact, but the little things they gave to the society. My name is Vincentius Steven Thank you for listening.